So Baltimore Ravens outside linebacker Kyle Van Noy just had a big statement on ESPN Live on his quarterback Lamar Jackson. Plus, Lamar Jackson comes out with a statement of his own and how fired up he is for the 2025 season. Plus, we got some exciting news on the Baltimore Ravens' exciting, electrifying, speedy running back Katon Mitchell, who's recovering from an injury. Zay Flowers. We also have some reports coming out on Jadeveon Clowney, who could be coming back to Baltimore, and much more, man. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. We're going to go rapid fire in today's episode just to make sure you're up to date on all of your Ravens news. You're probably wondering why I have just a mustache. Just had drill this last weekend, and when you're in uniform in the Marine Corps, you can't have a beard, but you are allowed to have a mustache. But hey, man, I'm giving it a shot while the beard grows back in. But back to business. At number 1, take a listen to what Kyle Van Noy had to say about our 2-time, should be 3-time NFL MVP and Lamar Jackson on ESPN Live.
Okay, what's it actually like practicing against him?
Well, I always tell people he isn't lying when he says he doesn't sprint in real games. For whatever reason, in practice, he likes to point at you as he's running by like, you can't touch me, but we really can't because he's that fast. But he does a phenomenal job, and I think the biggest thing that I always challenge Lamar every time, I get a chance to talk with him is taking that next step. And he's already on another level, but just continue that growth of what he's doing, the path that he's on. He is on another level right now playing the quarterback position, but I also think he can take it up a notch, and it's scary because he wants to. His path to continue to get better each and every game, as well as the week, the preparation that he has. I'm excited and I'm grateful that I'm his teammate.
So he thinks that Lamar has more meat left on the bone, that he can get even better, which is really hard to think about and really believe, because if you look about how good he's been, it's hard to move forward from that, because he's already at a historically high Hall of Fame type of level with the records that he's breaking. I don't know if you guys can remember. Let's just, at number 2, a reminder of what Lamar did last season. Those numbers were no joke. 4,172 passing yards, 41 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Like the best touchdown to interception ratio ever. First in QBR with a 77.3. And not only did he put up those numbers, but he put up those numbers in a division where it's the hardest division in the NFL to throw the football. Check out these stats right here. This is since 2020, based on pass D success rate allowed. The AFC North is the toughest division to play football in, because you're playing defenses that are legit. I mean, you're talking about a Steelers defense that's top 5 almost every year. The Browns with Myles Garrett and the secondary they've been building there. Plus the Bengals, while their defense wasn't good last year, it has historically, they've had some good defenses under their defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, especially the last few years, and with Trey Hendrickson and some of the secondary guys. That Trey Hendrickson has been one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Same thing with pass D completion percentage allowed. AFC North has been the toughest division. And if you guys want to see something else, Lamar Jackson has posted a plus 11.6 EPA, expected points added per play, while under pressure last season. It's one of the greatest feats in history of playing quarterback. No other quarterback was above negative 17. Since 2015, only Patrick Mahomes in 2018 and Tom Brady in 2017 have been positive while under pressure, and Lamar Jackson's numbers are significantly higher than those two. It's absolutely absurd what Lamar Jackson did last season at the quarterback position. Warren Sharp says he was number 1 in EPA and throwing outside the numbers. People try to say he can't throw the football outside the numbers. He completely destroyed that narrative last season, throwing outside the pocket, early downs without play action, throwing when kept clean, versus zone coverage versus too high in the fourth quarter, when passing within two and a half seconds in the quick game inside the red zone. He was all number 1 in EPA. Then he was top 5 in all these other categories here you can see from Warren Sharp. Plus, At the same time, what he's doing with his arm, with the 41 passing touchdowns to 4 interception ratio, he's also still shredding teams effortlessly with his legs, putting up another 900 rushing yards and also passing the all-time quarterback rushing record that Michael Vick held. And he did that in only 7 seasons. And in those seasons, he wasn't even healthy every single year. So imagine what they could have been if he, hadn't missed some time. So Lamar, what he's doing is undoubtedly cementing himself as a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's already one of the few quarterbacks in NFL history to have multiple MVPs under his belt, and trust me, there's more to come. But Lamar Jackson says, all for nothing, let's turn it up a notch. 25-26, patiently waiting. At number 2, let's talk about Jadeveon Clowney. This guy was a hand-in-glove type of fit with the Baltimore Ravens defense. The 2023 to 2024 season, he was part of that triple threat defense that led the league in points per game, total sacks, and in turnovers. That Baltimore Ravens defense that year was incredible. Very good defense that helped the Baltimore Ravens make it to the AFC Championship and secure the number 1 seed in the AFC. Jordan Schultz thinks that Clowney could be coming back to Baltimore, is seeing some buzz around that report. And then another report here from John Frisella that Jadeveon Clowney to the Baltimore Ravens is picking up steam per source. Now, what's interesting here, Clowney had 9.5 sacks with the Ravens in 2023. And then in 2024 with the Panthers, he wanted to go back closer to home. He had 5.5 sacks. So within the last 2 seasons, put up 15 sacks. Now, he is yet to have double-digit sacks in a season. He's had 2 seasons of 9 sacks and also 2 seasons of 9.5 sacks. So could he come to Baltimore and finally get that feat under his belt? Here's what his PFF grades is looking like. He was a 70.8 overall grade, which was 47th out of 211 edge rushers. He had a very solid pass rush grade, which was top 30 in the National Football League. He was 30th out of 211 with the 73.2 pass rush grade. Run defense was a little bit down compared to what it's been in previous years. He's always been an elite run defender, but still above average, 84th out of 211 edge rushers. What would be interesting, though, if the Ravens were to bring in Clowney, they would now have 7 edge rushers on the roster, and you'd have to part ways with one. They usually don't even keep 6 true edge rushers, outside linebackers. They usually keep like 5. So they would have to part ways with 1, maybe 2 guys to make it work on the roster. Now, out of those guys, David Ojabo seems like the most likely option to move on from because he's going into year 4 into his contract year. He'll be a free agent next season. But you also have Tavius Robinson. I don't see them parting ways with him. Eric DeCosta is very high on Robinson, and he thinks he's getting better. He had a few sacks last year and is also really good in the run game. And Chuck Smith, the outside linebackers coach, calls him a glass eater. They like the way Tavius plays football. Adisa Isaac was a 3rd-round pick from last season, dealt with some injuries, so I don't think they're going to get rid of a 3rd-round pick from last year that soon. But David Ojabo also, he was the 45th overall pick. I mean, he was a top 50 pick in the NFL draft, and he has indeed shown flashes. Like, it's weird. It's so weird. Like, he's gotten a strip sack on Joe Burrow. On the first game of the 2023 season, gets a strip sack on C.J. Stroud. And then the first game of the 2024 season gets a sack on Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's like he shows up in training camp, and then in the first few weeks, then he's dealt with injuries as well and consistencies and stuff like that. So Ojabo has shown flashes, and he's talented and explosive, but he has had some health issues and consistency issues as well. But then you also have Mike Green, the 2nd-round pick. He's obviously not going anywhere. Kyle Van Noy, he's not going anywhere in the last year of his deal. He had double-digit sacks the last 2 years with the Ravens. Odafe Oweh's in his final year of his contract. He's a starter for the Ravens. He's probably not going anywhere unless the team wants to pull off a trade for him. The Ravens wouldn't part ways with Oweh without significant return. The most likely option for a release would probably be David Ojabo. But, could the Ravens stash one, like an IR guy, maybe? And also, I don't know if you remember, but Malik Ham, dude was playing really well in training camp, and Chuck Smith was very adamant about him making the roster, and then he had an injury. But he'll be coming back this year as well. So for the first time in a while, like, there's going to be a real competition to make the roster as an outside linebacker. And if the Ravens brought back Clowney, it would even ramp up that process even more. But the reality is Clowney is proven. He's got familiarity with Baltimore. He is disruptive, and he's versatile to rush even from the inside, and is good with stunts and stuff like that as well. So he could be a difference maker, man. Another depth pass rusher to get in on that rotation. At number 3, Keaton Mitchell, a guy that's recovering from injury. He's almost now 2 years removed from that major knee injury that was just gruesome. Terrible hyperextension. Had some surgeries, been rehabbing. He's now back up to 22.4 miles per hour, according to his tweet here. Keaton Mitchell, Justice Hill, and Derrick Henry is a pretty potent backfield. Plus, we got Rasheen Ali. That's part of that mix as well. That's getting healthy from last year. He was a recent draft pick from last year. At number 4, another guy that's getting healthy is Zay Flowers. Check out the reps here that he's putting in some work in the gym. John Harbaugh said that he's expected to be full go in these upcoming mandatory mini camps and OTAs, training camp. He's ready to rock and roll. Zay Flowers, the first ever homegrown Pro Bowl wide receiver, draft pick, man. Flowers probably going to go over 1,000 yards again. Watch out for my guy Rashad Bateman to possibly be flirting with 1,000 yards as well. But at number 5, another key part of the offense is a third-round pick, Emory Jones. He was a tackle at LSU, but is projected to get a shot in there at guard. A lot of Ravens fans really want him to take over the starting left guard or right guard spot over a guy like Andrew Voorhees or possibly Daniel Falele. John Harbaugh revealed at the rookie minicamp that Emory Jones is still dealing with a labrum issue, but should be ready to go by training camp. Now, he will miss out on some valuable reps all throughout OTAs and mandatory minicamp, but should be ready to go for training camp and get his head in there and really try to compete and make a name for himself. But he put out a tweet here. It says, "In due time, God, I trust you." He posted the jersey swap picture. I like the way he looks in that purple, man. He looks good. He looks like a Baltimore Raven. The Baltimore Ravens have some real competition and some real depth on that offensive line now. The Ravens brought in 3 offensive linemen in the draft. The guard, Garrett Dellinger, Emory Jones in the 3rd round, and then Carson Vinson in the 5th round, who looks like who has shown some good things so far as well. John Harbaugh talked highly of him. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button if you got any value out of today's content. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you got your subscribe and notification bell on so you don't miss any Ravens news or content. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.